Hey everybody, it's yours truly, Musicalist here, and welcome back to another, this is going to be something that we're going to be doing quite a bit throughout the rest of the year, and for all of 2025, is re-releasing some of our old videos to the public. Some of them will be taken down and just revamped to be a little bit neater. Others will just simply receive brand new thumbnails. But it really will depend on the video. In this case, this one's an entire revamp. A while in fact, way back in 2017, 27, on my first channel, me and Ethan talked about our experience at the Nintendo Switch preview event. It was a tour Nintendo was doing to showcase the Switch before it launched. However, to get into the event, you had to be, there was a chance that you could get in, I believe if I remember correctly, if it was any extra tickets or you just had to wait. But the main way to get access right away was to, get an actual, ticket or invitation from Nintendo themselves. And I just happened to be one of the lucky ones. I actually got an invitation from Nintendo themselves, so my dad took me and Ethan to the Nintendo Switch event. However, it was going to be a while before the Switch event opened, so in addition to that, we also went over to the now defunct GameWorks in our area to, get ready for the big Switch event. So, yeah, me and Ethan were very excited to do it, and this video was originally a two-parter. However, for this video, I decided to put both parts together, so that way you guys can definitely see the difference between the two. Also, the original thumbnail that I did for it was a little bit lazily put together, so I just so happened to put together a brand new talking one that will go over once we fade out here. Then it will switch over to the original audio me and Ethan recorded way back after the Switch event. So just so you know, this one is purely talking about the Switch event and our time at GameWorks. However, I should also mention in addition to both original experience, I just so happen to have a whole bunch of pictures of me and Ethan at the Switch event. So after the video is completely over, we will switch over to those, and then I will sign you out of today's video. But without further ado, let's go back to the year of 2017 and talk about the year of the Nintendo Switch. Well, I mean, how the Nintendo Switch launch event was before we actually got our hands on an actual physical Switch that we could take home with us. So yeah, let's head back to 2017 for the year of the year that the Nintendo Switch was going to launch, and talk about my and Ethan's experience at GameWorks and the Nintendo Switch preview tour. Yo guys, it's Music Clues here. Apologies for not getting the video out last night. Uploading issues happened. I decided to upload this in a two-part video, and also Ethan and we're gonna need to re-record the ending part of part 2. It's just an FYI if you watch this first part of the video. So I won't post part 2 until you're ready. But part 1 is all ready to go. Just an FYI. Is part of a 1 hour and 48 minute recording I originally did, but I decided to cut off the ending part. So yeah, enjoy this for part 1, which is the arcade reactions, and then part 2 was the Switch event, will be re-recorded and posted up tonight. Yeah. Okay, this is DJ Music Clue signing out for now. Hey guys, it's DJ Music Clues here, Oh, and I have a very special guest here for this very, very, very long discussion video. Introduce yourself, please.
Hey, subscribers! It's Ethan here.
Yep. So me and Ethan have a very long discussion video to talk about, and this one's about, well, two things in specifics. First, we will be talking about GameWorks and the games we played, as well as the reactions and which versions we prefer over some other versions. As well, you'll see as we talk. And tell them the second thing we'll talk about today, Ethan.
Let's just say we will be also talking about Nintendo Switch event. Oh boy, guys. I still can't stop thinking about yesterday, man. Oh.
I know, I can't stop thinking about it either. I've been dying to make this video all day. Alright. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? So, when we were, me and Ethan were actually at a smaller venue today waiting for to line up for the Switch event, and it turns out that we actually needed wrist bracelets for the Switch event because the venue was so small, so we had to be back there by 2:45 for our gaming session with the Switch. So, yeah. So while that was happening, we first went over to IKEA, and then we went to GameWorks. And we played a handful of games over there. So tell them the first game we played, Ethan.
Before we get to the first game we played, I'm gonna tell you this. Oh boy, there's one thing I'm shocked. I was looking at something, I was like, do they have Luigi's Mansion Arcade? And if you guys did not know, Capcom is part of this.
Yeah, so basically Luigi's Mansion Arcade is a heavily, and I say this one more time, heavily modified version of Luigi's Mansion 2, or Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, as it's known here in the US, for the Nintendo 3DS. So, me and Ethan both played it, and, well, Ethan, why don't you tell them what you thought of it first?
Well, I thought it's going to be something to do with, like, oh, man, I cannot believe they have those Petocus 5000, like, you grab them and then you can actually press the trigger on it, and I think that is pretty cool they just did, man.
Ah, I see. So the controls were not bad?
Yep, and the only thing is, it's kind of hard for me to, like, figure out how am I gonna suck and use a flashlight against those ghosts.
No kidding. So what'd you think of the gameplay? You think it was too straightforward, or do you think it was a little too linear?
To be honest, it is pretty good, I'll guarantee you guys, but in some ways, I just feel like it is a little so hard for me to get used to because I already used on the 3DS and the arcade, sadly, but I'm going to say, overall, I think it's great.
I'm kind of the polar opposite. So Ethan, actually, out of both versions, arcade versus 3DS, which one do you think is the better one?
Boy, to be honest, honestly, I think the arcade is a little bit more better in my opinion.
Ah, I see. Why is that?
Let's just say, I liked when you actually can move around with your pentacles around, and you can actually feel like you're actually doing the little action yourself, instead of, like, clicking buttons. Oh, boy. I feel like I was in action in there.
I see. Yeah. Oh, and also, guys, you'll be able to see me and Ethan in action later. We both recorded a number of videos while we were at GameWorks. Sadly, it was the opposite for the Switch event, and we'll get to that later in the video. We won't discuss too much about it, though, because it's going to make Ethan a little upset. Let's just say that much because I'm not going to go into detail. But we did record a number of GameWorks videos, and we'll post those later when we can. My reaction to the Luigi's Mansion Arcade now, it was kind of... Let's just say I wasn't a really big fan of the Poltergeist. I will agree with Ethan, though. Grabbing the actual Poltergeist did kind of feel a little bit more better than actually pressing buttons. But the stages and all that, it kind of killed the charm of the game to me. So overall, if I had to say I would like the 3DS or the arcade version, I would say 3DS because it has an actual story. It feels kind of great to actually play as Luigi too, but at the same time though, it just feels like a watered down version of the game in all honesty.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I haven't talked about the stages either, but I gotta admit, the stages look a little bit. It looks like a first stage from the Luigi's Mansion Dark of the Moon on the 3DS. You know, that's what it reminds me of.
Definitely. Now, just so you guys know, unlike the original Dark Moon game, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon game on the 3DS, instead of, I believe there's 5 stages in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Ethan, correct me if I'm wrong.
Good question. You know, yes and no. I mean, the problem is, like I said, it's been one day, so I hate to say this, guys, but I can't remember.
If you guys can tell us how many stages there are in the 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, please leave a comment below because I forgot myself. But I will tell you, there was only 3 stages. One was Gloomy Manor, which is obviously the first stage in both games. The second one was the Clockworks, which is the second stage, and I believe the third stage in the 3DS version. And then finally, we have the King Boo boss, which is obviously the final boss for both games. So, not too much difference, but still feels like a watered-down version of the game. So, overall, my rating, I give it a 3 out of 5. What about you, Ethan?
3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, eh? You mean just for all the stages for the 3DS version?
No, for the arcade version.
The arcade? I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't, checked all those stages. I've seen some, say, easy or normal or hard. Well, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I thought myself. But to be honest, I can't remember the other stage. I know the soul stages, but problem is, like I said, I only know is the first stage. So, according to that, I give it 4 out of 5, just for that, for so far.
Yeah, if it's still there by the time me and Ethan go back, we'll do another review video separate from this one, obviously, and tell you what we think of the whole game overall. But because we didn't have much time to play, that's all for now, all of our review of that game. Okay, Ethan, tell them the next game we played.
The next game, let's see. You know, we're going to put a little surprise for later. And there was another game that I was surprised was there. Let's talk about the game that I was reacting. Tekken 6. I repeat, Tekken 6. It was there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know that Tekken 6 is available on Xbox and PlayStation, as far as I know, at least. I don't think it's available on Wii U, as far as I know, but Tekken 6 was a console game, so me and Ethan weren't even aware there was actually an arcade version of this game.
Yes, about that, to be honest, I was not surprised that Tekken 5 is still there.
Yeah, I was actually very well aware that Tekken 5 had an arcade version because I knew for a fact that Tekken had a series of games, and last time I checked, Tekken 5 did have an arcade version, but I wasn't aware that Tekken 6 did.
Yeah, so I was surprised Tekken 6 was there, But Tekken 5, I'm not surprised.
Me neither. So I actually managed to play Tekken 6 too, so I'll tell me and if you could tell you both our reactions. But since Ethan seems to have more background on Tekken than I do, I'll let him go first.
Okay, so before we get to 5, I'll talk about 6. So I was reacting, I was like, what? How did that Tekken 6 got here? I don't remember Tekken 6 was there, like, last time I went to GameWorks. I can hardly believe it.
I see.
And another thing, guys, to be honest, I did see some gameplay on YouTube, but I was really looking forward to playing Tekken 6 myself.
So how were the controls for Tekken 6 on the arcade?
Well, the arcade, well, they were a little bit easy, but the problem is, I tried to click on the 2 button on the bottom. It's so hard. It couldn't even punch. It couldn't even kick. All I could do is the top 2, and the controls were a little funky to me, sadly.
Ah, I see. So how was the gameplay difficulty?
Don't get me started with this one. Let's just say it was easy for like 1 to 3 stages, and then once you get a little bit hard, gets to 4 or 5, it gets tougher.
Now, unlike the home console versions of most any fighting game, you can't really change the difficulty of this. So it was probably set to normal at most standards, which is pretty much normal progress, which then switches the difficulty to hard about the 4th or 5th battle in most fighting games, including Tekken. That being said, what's your rating overall, Ethan, for Tekken 6 arcade version?
Okay, so far I'm giving it when there's the controls are funky, the gameplay, I give you credit, Benji Nepko, but there's a bad news to it, guys. My rating is, I hate to tell you, for the controls, thanks to it, I give it a 2.5, 2.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's a pretty rough rating. Yikes. So in other words, you would rather play the console version than arcade version.
Sadly, yes, because I feel like I was doing horrible on the stage 4 or 5 on it, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you. All right. Okay, so the next one we're gonna be my reaction to it, since I did play it as well, is the controls. Well, not that bad. Bad to me. They did feel a little stiff, but I was actually able to use it pretty well. That also could be because I also had a I also used to button mashing in Smash Brothers, as I had to do it a lot with Sonic. So, yeah. Either way, the controls didn't feel that stiff, but I will agree with Ethan. The difficulty is ridiculous in that game. So overall, my rating for it is, I gotta say, I'm more of a control person like Ethan, so I'm gonna have to give it a 1.5.
Oh, that's worse than mine, sadly.
I can button mash, but unless I actually can find a way to do it, I'd rather use an arcade stick for other games than Tekken, sadly. So that being said, that's my reaction to that game. I did also play Tekken 5, but I don't want to get into that until I actually play it a little bit more. So, yeah. So that's for Tekken 6. Okay, next game that we played, Ethan.
Well, so there was another game another thing I did not notice. There was Street Fighters 4 Super Arcade Edition. I didn't even know that was there. Last time I went over there was no Street Fighters arcade over there. Now they have.
Or as me and Ethan did call, or as I would like to call it, Super Street Fighters 4!
Arcade Edition.
Yep. So the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, which is obviously available for DLC for the Xbox 360 and PS3, we both actually had a very much of a good time playing it, and because we both played Street Fighter 4 on our Xboxes, we already kind of had a feel for the game, so we both decided why not. But first, so Ethan, do you mind if you go first again?
Alright. Okay. So far, I think I almost look like the same thing as a Street Fighters, or should I say, Ultra Street Fighters 4 Arcade Edition. It's the same thing on the Xbox 360, and if I recall, isn't it on the PlayStation 3 too?
Let us know in the comments below, guys, if it is available for the PlayStation 3. Me and Ethan not 100% sure, because like I said in my Cammy video, I'm new to Street Fighter still, so I'm not 100% positive what has or hasn't been on the PlayStation systems. That being said, though, so Ethan, how are the controls?
Well, for the controls, I give it credit for the punching, kicking, and there was a red buttons too. That is, it stands for the hard, or should I say, the heavy kicks and heavy punches back in the Xbox 360. But with the arcade little stick there, let's just say, I have problems using my Hurricane, my Stroke-It. Oh, I just love those moves, and I'm really horrible in that one too.
Yeah, it could have been because the arcade stick was a very stiff, but we don't know. No, honesty. Maybe if it was, but Ethan, for the controls, what do you give it? What's your rating?
Yeah, since you brought it up, I think here comes your guys' worst nightmare again. Hate to tell you, since I can't do the super combo, ultra combo, and my other moves I loved from Rio, so I hate to say to you guys, I'm giving it 1 out of 5.
Oh, yeah, that does mean that Ethan can do a lot better with an Xbox 360 controller than he can with an arcade stick.
Yeah, and even as Alex, let's just say, I think I noticed something. I think I'm not used to arcade sticks than the Xbox 360 controller. But the problem is, I'm really horrible on there than the Xbox 360, I'll be honest.
Now, maybe if we go back to multiple times and the games are still there, we might change our opinions. But like I said, there will be several videos for that in the future. Either way, though, I will say this: my gameplay is I actually was able to do the spin droid much easier than I was on the Xbox 360 because, like I said, I'm a Cammy main, so. Yeah, it was a whole bunch easier to perform on the Xbox on arcade than the Xbox 360 version. With the spin, what was that move? What was that spinning move? Shoot. I forgot. Either way, though, I was able to do the cannon spike a lot easier as well with the arcade stick, but I would still have to say I do better with the Xbox 360 control in some ways, but it was much better, so I give it a 3 out of 5.
A little bit higher than my rate, so good for you.
Yep, now for the gameplay. Okay, Ethan, tell them how the gameplay difficulty is.
The gameplay difficulty, to be honest, it was a little bit easier. Bad news, though. I still cannot get that further. And the problem is, Oh, I forgot which guy it was. I got beaten by. Let's say I think I got beaten by. I think the guy with the starts with it. A, and he's one heck of an annoying, some kind of orange hair guy. He's annoying.
Oh, Aiden?
Yes, Aiden.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That Jaguar tooth gets you all the time.
Not even I can use Hurricane on him. I can't even perform that, man. I don't even know how to use that super combo. I tried it, and the problem is, I messed up.
So, basically, guys, me and Ethan's overall ratings, I gotta say, I give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's almost worse than I thought.
What about you, Ethan?
I hate to say, I'm giving it 2 out of 5.
Ooh, 5 points less than me. Ouch. Well, that tells you a lot, guys. I guess that means me and Ethan will rather play the 360 versions than arcade version. But like I said, that could change as long as we go there a little bit more. But that isn't going to be often since our local location isn't, well, close to our houses, I'll just say that much.
Oh, and another thing, guys. If you didn't know something, there was a Marvel vs. Capcom arcade too, and those were like little Japanese written, so I can't even tell which one it is. I can't even tell what version it is. It's right next to Super Street Fighters 4 though.
I did take a picture, so if you guys, or if any, for that matter, Capcom fan sites can point that out of what game it is, I'll post it on Twitter so you guys can see, and then we will really appreciate it if you guys could give us the name of that game, because, me and Ethan are very wanting to try it, but, I can't read Japanese.
Yeah, so, I would try it, but we don't have much time, so yeah, I'll give it a try sometime in the future, but there is a game I have in my head that I was going to want to talk about.
What game was that, Ethan?
Mostly Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Alright, well, I'm not going to talk about this one because I'm not a big Marvel vs. Capcom fan. I don't like superheroes in general, so it doesn't really help me. So I'll let Ethan talk about it.
Well, guys, so on that, let's just say I can't believe Mega Man's in there, Ryu's in there. I'm not surprised because he has to be in there all the way. But I'm just having problems with figuring out what are those other characters. There was a guy looking like a cactus with a bear on it. I can't even tell what that is. I feel like, what are you doing, Capcom? What those kind of characters you're putting? I don't understand. Was that like a Marvel character or something? I don't know about that. Wait, or maybe it is from Capcom. I don't know, I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah, if you guys can line us on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that would help a lot.
Yeah, so, guys, there is one several thing I gotta have to tell you. Let's just say, me and Music Clues had a swipe our cards, and we were both playing, and I was trying to pick my own characters. The only problem is, I can't even pick. It's like it chooses on its own. It's just like, it chooses like a random character. But Music Clues was able to pick a character himself. But I can't, sadly. I don't know how.
Yeah, if there's a home console version, I'm pretty sure we have a lot easier time with that. So, Ethan, what's your overall rating of that game?
Well, since it really, really put me down with this one, I hate to say, 0.5 out of 5.
Yikes! A 0.5! That's the worst you can get.
Well, the controls were fine. That's a little bit more higher than that. 3 out of 5. But the whole game, still the same rating as I just said to you in the first time.
0.5. Ooh, that's gotta smart. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, okay, so before I talk about that, I think I'd rather tell you something. I did look into the Marvel vs. Capcom 3, though. To be honest with you guys, I was gonna try, but the problem is, I'm not a big fan of that game.
And Ethan hasn't even tried it, so I don't know why. Either way, though, that is his opinion. So if you think that Ethan really would like the game, just let us know in the comments below. But like anything, no guarantee you'll like it.
Yeah, but there's one game I'm looking forward to, though. You guys remember that? I don't know. Any of you guys are watching Sony conference. Let's just say they announced there is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. There was one thing I was surprised. Sorry, a little gibberish there. Let's just say at the first time I saw, I was like, oh, "Is Mega Man there? Is that Mega Man X? Oh, he was about to grab the orb." I better not tell too much, okay? It's a trailer, so it's not a spoiler to you guys, so it's not that bad a spoiler, I'll be honest.
Same here. But like Ethan said, if you want to avoid no spoilers at all, don't you worry. Also, anything else we'll talk about with the Switch event later, but we're not there yet. So next thing we're gonna talk about regarding games. What other games do we play, Ethan?
That's a good question. Okay, I think that's all for the fighting. Let's see. We got a couple more games, actually, guys. Music clues. I want you to mention one game that is part of our addition to our little racing one.
Oh, yeah. So, you guys probably know about Mario Kart, right? Who hasn't played Mario Kart? I played Mario Kart, Ethan's played Mario Kart, and we both were looking forward to playing Mario Kart Deluxe. But what we both didn't know is that Mario Kart Arcade DX was there. No, we're not talking Mario Kart 8. We're talking Mario Kart Arcade GP was over at GameWorks. Now, to be specific, we're not talking about Mario Kart Arcade GP DX, which is also an arcade version of Mario Kart Arcade GP 2, which was, I think it was a Japanese exclusive. I'm not sure. But that was over there, so me and Ethan both tried it. Ethan, I'll go first this time if you don't mind. Okay, so the controls for the game. Well, considering I don't play too many arcade racing games, console or arcade-wise, the controls were a little stiff, to say the least. It was maybe because the wheels were a little loose, but it was hard to race, I won't lie. But the CPU was not that hard to beat. The item system, well, in my opinion, in Starlight Aurora, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, it's more unbalanced than Mario Kart 8. And that's saying something because Mario Kart 8 item system is pretty unbalanced in online multiplayer. Just ask Ethan.
No kidding about that one. You know, it has different items than the Mario Kart 8 and also the Mario Kart series. Well, of course it has Boo in there, but I mean the item part. But like I said, I bet you musicals will know about that one.
Yes.
About that one.
Now there was some familiar items in Mario Kart. In Mario Kart Arcade GP, like the obvious red shells, blue shells, and the green shells, as well as the usual banana peel and all that. But there were also some different items, like, I don't know, Shadow Mario's paintbrush, aka Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush. Let me see what else was also there. We also had the Boos, and, randomly, a Titan.
It also look like a pie, tin. Well, not a tin foil. I mean, like just like an empty pot can or something. I mean, well, not a can, but you guys know what pies come in from.
Yeah, so that's exactly what Ethan means. So, really random choice by Nintendo once again, but I'm not one to judge. Also, this version of Mario Kart, unlike the regular Mario Kart, also features Pac-Man because Namco's actually worked together with Nintendo on this part of the series. So, yeah, and you wonder why he's not in the regular Mario Karts, huh? Uh, Either way, though, I will have to say overall, my review of it, I gotta say, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. If it wasn't for that unbalanced item system and the funky controls, I give it a straight up 5. But the item system, I give it a 0 out of 5.
Oh, okay. That is worse than mine for the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 review.
Yeah, 0 out of 5. That system is completely unbalanced. If you think Mario Kart 8 is Mario Kart 8 is unbalanced and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is unbalanced, just wait till you play Mario Kart Arcade. Overall, the controls, I guess I have to give it a 1.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's more worse, man. That's not looking good.
I do better with a gamepad, a Wii remote, and a nunchuck, or even just a Wii remote than a steering wheel, unless it's a Wii steering wheel. Overall rating, though, like I said, a 4.5. But if I had to add it in the controls and the item system, it'd be downgraded to a 1 out of 5.
Oh, dang, man.
So, separate, a 4.5. Together, 1.5. 1.5.
Man, oh man. I'll tell you, Musicals, I think, yeah, I get where your rating is, but, I mean, I get your ratings about it, but, it sounds like to me, I get what you mean, but it sounds like a little funky to me. Sorry.
It's not your fault, Ethan. But you could tell because we don't get too many of these arcade versions here in the West. I'm not used to playing that at one. And none of the arcade tracks have been featured in any of the console Mario Kart 8s. And you can look all throughout their history. And no, none of the mods do not count. So any of that hacking you do in the Mario Kart Wii does not count either. Regardless, though, in all honesty, if I had to choose Mario Kart Arcade versus Mario Kart 8, for sure. At least I could deal with 3 blue shells and a pie tin.
I'll be surprised with you guys. I'll be honest. I'm surprised that I don't see the blue shell in the arcade version.
Oh, then don't play Mario Kart 8 DX. There's no blue shell, but you got to deal with something worse than that.
Well, I don't know what worse it is, but I'll tell you guys, when I first saw it, I'm still not surprised. You know why? I have seen that arcade like a few times when I go to GameWorks, so I'm not barely surprised.
Yeah, so if coming from Ethan, it sounds like he's seen it before. What'd you think of the controls, Ethan?
Well, okay, so before we get to that, oh boy, I sure miss the arcade down there. Another thing, if you guys did not know, you can actually, before you start the game of the arcade version, let's just say you could choose a character. Also, do you guys know that Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man are actually, yes, and one more. I think it's Blinky. Blinky is also in it, so that'll be 3 Pac-Man characters are in that arcade version.
Believe I said that earlier, Ethan, but great thing to reiterate, just in case they didn't hear us the first time. Okay, so controls, Ethan, how are they?
Okay, so the controls are, I sure give it credit for little controls, but when I was trying to steer the wheel, let's just say I sort of it went a little wrong in this one. So if it was a little accurate, I'll be fine. So the little controls are a little funky. Again.
How funky? Is it worse than the Wii wheel?
Little bit worse than that, sadly.
Yikes, the Wii wheel's pretty bad. Bad. Okay, overall rating of the controls, Ethan.
Controls? Well, there was a break in also you can press the gas pedal. I give it credit, that one is a good rating for the wheel. Hate to say to you, 2.5 out of 5.
Ooh. Yikes. Yikes. So basically you take a Wii wheel over that, Ethan?
Yes. Yes.
Not surprised at the least. Yeah. What about the gameplay, Ethan?
The gameplay looks alright, and even if the graphics a little weird, but I'm not a big graphics fan like guys who are Mr. Graphics fan. I'm not one of those people for sure.
So the graphics didn't bug you. What about the item system?
The item? I'm surprised that... Well, actually, no. Scratch that. I was sort of... I'm just a little surprised, but not so surprised as a Tekken 6, like I said earlier. So, as you guys already know, there was no blue shells, if you didn't hear the first time. So I give that rating to this one. They are lucky this time. 3 out of 5 this time.
Ooh, 3 out of 5. Just barely missed a 2.5 there, guys. Now, if they are blue shells, then me and Ethan must have just missed them for some reason. So comment below if you have played the game and you have occurred the blue shell. But one more thing before we close out for Mario Kart 8 Arcade DX. Mario Kart Arcade GP. Let's just say the blue shells Mario Kart Arcade GP DX, but they're all gold shells. And the worst part of it is, they have a selection of 3 gold shells, and they're the equivalent of a blue shell.
No kidding.
No, seriously, I'm not lying about that. You can even look it up on the Mario Winka if you have to. But those gold shells are the equivalent of a blue shell. If you thought getting hit by one was bad, just try getting hit by 3.
Well, sounds like to me that is replacement of the blue shell. I should get you guys hear that.
If the blue shell is actually in Mario Kart Arcade DX, oh my gosh, Nintendo, that is one unbalanced item system. Godless is like I said, the Mario Kart Arcade games, as fun as they are and as good as the tracks look, I prefer Mario Kart 8 any day of the week.
Even if, oh yeah, guys. So speaking of Mario Kart 8, I want to tell you a little bit. That's it. Let's just say the battle modes in that game, Mario Kart 8 for the battle mode. Oh, I facepalm for this one for a reason. Let's just say you have to actually run around race around the circuit, or the track, I should say. Not circuit, track. Sorry about that. Let's just say, this is not the Mario Kart I knew, sadly.
And just before you bash Ethan, he means the Wii U version, not the Switch version.
I'm more leaning towards the Wii U.
Yeah. So for those who have played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, then you probably know what he's talking about. If you think he's talking about the Switch, then really.
No, guys. don't know what the battle mode is. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but the battle mode on the Switch, by the trails we can look by so far, they look great. Now, the item system has to be balanced, though. Is it as balanced as it is in the battle modes in Mario Kart 8, or not? We'll see. Regardless, though, back to Mario Kart Arcade GP, I gotta say, overall, the game, if you take away the controls and the item system, 4.5 out of 5 for me. But if you add those, 1.5. And for Ethan?
Well, okay, so take away the controls and items, I give it 5 out of 5.
And wisdom?
3 out of 5.
Ooh. You better be. You're lucky, Nintendo and Bandai Namco. You just missed the 2.5. You just missed it.
It wasn't the controls and the items unbalanced, that is.
Yeah. Regardless, though, yeah, I think that's all the games. We did play a few more, but we don't want to spoil too much, so we just wanted to cover the ones we mainly played and recorded for the channel. Look forward to some more pictures on the at both our Twitter accounts later. We haven't posted every single one of them yet.
One more thing before we move on to the next one. Let's just say, if those of you know about Dance Dance Revolution, there was actually a Dance Dance Revolution X on there.
Yeah, me and Ethan both recorded gameplay of it. Woo! Man, was that a workout?
You know, that was a good idea that I worked out before we get to Nintendo.
Hi guys, it's me, Musiclues, and
Hey subscribers, it's Ethan here.
Yep. Sorry about splitting the video, reaction video into 2 parts. I had to re-record it, so yeah. Either way, though, I'm pretty sure you saw part 1. There's an annotation and a card as well. So you can watch the first part if you haven't watched it. But the second part is obviously going to be our reactions about the Switch event. I'll let Ethan go first, and then I'll go after him.
So, first thing, guys, when we first got into the Nintendo Switch event, I was like, I feel in heaven. That was just my thought. My reaction, personally, outside, I was dropping my mouth crazy. Walking around, dropping my mouth.
Yep.
Don't you agree?
Yep.
I was really drumming my mouth. I was walking into the Nintendo Switch event. Oh, man. I think everybody had a blast in there. And I check out that display. It looked like, oh, man. It looks so cool. It looked like it's so amazing. I could just check it out really close.
Yeah. I don't blame you, Ethan. I was so excited, too, when I walked in. Though I was a little bit calmer.
Yeah. Another thing, though, guys. Musicals was actually first thing he had to walk in to the Sonic Media section right there, and I was with him watching him. So why not?
Oh yes. But like I said, I'll talk about Sonic Mania when it's my turn. I don't want to go on a whole Sonic rant yet because you know when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, I can't stop talking about Sonic.
Yeah, the thing is, guys, oh boy, right now we just enter it looks pretty good, I'll be honest.
Alright, Ethan, so why don't you go in the order of the games you played?
Okay, so, the first game, well, I think the first game I better think about here is, let's see. I have to put something for last. You know why? Something that everybody else will be surprised at how I did in the Nintendo Switch event. So I'll put that for last. So the first one, guys, I'll be talking about is, well, let's just say before we get to that, I got something to tell you guys. I was actually there was one Nintendo employee actually walked to me and she was like, you wanted either the Zelda pinpoint or Zelda keychain. And I was like, really? Why do you do that? I wasn't really like that. It's just in my head. It's just like I was like, what? Why did you do this? I thought you. Oh, I think I know a reason why. Because, guys, she doesn't want me to put myself in a disappointment. I'll just say that much.
Definitely. So, tell them what you chose, Ethan.
I chose Zelda Pinpoint. And which just goes to my shirt or to my hat. And one more thing, Intel employee out there, if you can hear me from the YouTube, I say this: you have my gratitude. Just so you know.
You heard him, Nintendo employee. If you watch this video and you're out there, you made Ethan N's day. So thank you.
Thank you. And and there's another thing I'm thanking you too. I'm thanking you that you got me to that spot of that Legends of Breath of the Wild. Thank you.
Yes. So, Ethan, tell them how Breath of the Wild was.
Oh man, when I first touch on the Switch Pro controller, I was hoping for the Joy-Con, sadly. But when I first played it, it looked so good. It looked like when you actually walk into like some kind of like you just go into this kind of plate, whatever, and oh man, it looks pretty good on the TV. But there's another thing I gotta tell you guys. What I actually decided, like, I want to see when it's in a handheld mode. Sorry about that. When I did that, I checked it out, and I was like, oh man, the graphics look amazing on that thing. I was so happy about seeing what it looks like. Yup. And to be honest with you guys, those Joy-Cons I touch on those buttons, compared to the DS and the 3DS button size, they're actually sized as a pea than the 3DS and the DS, and also Wii U too.
Now, if you're still having a hard time to wrap your head around that, think the 3DS buttons, but about maybe a quarter of an inch smaller.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, no wonder they did that. That's so cool. That's all I could. Not saying out loud, but I just like looking so amazed with him and amazed.
Yeah, you could probably tell that Ethan was very excited about this. But Ethan, tell them which one do you think is the better, the Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller?
Well, to play the game, well, I gotta say, I wasn't so used to clicking A or B, just to get off of the menu thing on my face. So I gotta say this, guys. I think I'll get used to the Joy-Cons more than the Switch Pro Controller just for that game.
Yeah, so basically what's your rating for the Switch Pro Controller to play Breath of the Wild?
I gotta give around 3.5 out of 5.
Ooh, not bad. And for the Joy-Cons?
To play the game, 4 out of 5.
Ooh, so 5 points higher. Not bad. And overall...
Sorry.
So overall, what do you think of this game? So far, that is.
Exactly. And another thing, I'm going to give the game double thumbs up.
Ooh.
Just for making me try it.
Oh, a double thumbs up. Now that's impressive.
Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. Tell them the next game you played, Ethan.
The next game. Let's just say this one. Let's just say I tried the Ultra Street Fighters 2.
And what do you think of the Switch Pro Controller for that game?
Let's just say it was a little bit. I'm just not used to the controls just like right off the bat. So let's just say the Pro Controller is a little bit of confusion of how I punch, how I kick, all that.
Yeah, me too. So basically, you can probably expect me, and even if we ever cover this on the channel, just expect us to actually use the Joy-Con for this thing. Because I'm not too keen on using the Pro Controller.
Yeah, all it comes to the games that we don't know we're gonna get used to. But I'm thinking that is kind of a little bit gonna be a while for us to get used to it, sadly.
Yeah, and me and Ethan, when it comes to Street Fighter, we're more used to the Xbox than the Nintendo Switch. So we'll probably be using the Joy-Cons for quite a bit whenever we get our hands on Street Fighter 2, which will probably be a bit. But when we do have a free month, we'll probably buy that game.
Definitely.
But yeah, now time for the surprise, Ethan.
Oh ho ho ho! The last game I was gonna tell you for a surprise, I actually played Splatoon 2.
Yep. Now, for those who haven't heard, Splatoon is getting a sequel called Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And oh my gosh, does the game look great.
Another thing though, guys, before we get to the reviews, I want to tell you something really amazing, how I did. Let's just say that what I played, the first round, we all have to play up to 2 rounds. And I was on the green team, so I did a little practice with it. Oh, also, when I first touched the Switch Pro Controller, I was kind of, oh boy, this is kind of a little different. But the grip of it is comfortable, but I was kind of like a nub at first. I don't even know what I was doing at first. I don't even know how, like, just ink in and with that controller, and also shoot, and, oh man, I just got a little confused from the start.
To be fair, I was confused with Splatoon 2, we were both confused with Splatoon 1, so this was expected.
Yeah, so I just don't know what I was doing. So at the time, I was able to figure out the controls, so that's good. But I was able to figure out how to swim the ink with it, also shoot. That's good, man. But when we get to the first round, green team and purple team. And guess what? Guess what I had for the weapon? I had splat doolies.
So, basically, think the ends up, but 2 versions of them. Pow, 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 pow!
Exactly. Another thing, guys, when I first played it, I was like, I'm ready to go and get some spots with inks. So when I first started, I was like going after the spots I was going on in the empty spots without an ink. So I was going for it, and then, oh, if you guys did not know, first round I just got how many splatters I get? A couple times. Just a couple times.
I see. Okay, so how were the results, Ethan?
Well, with the results, let's just say when the results hit, I guess who won this one? The green team, which is my team.
That's not all. Tell them who got first place.
Oh, first place? If you guys did not know, I was actually the player 5, and I was in first place.
So if you wanted to people who was playing Splatoon 2 against Ethan N, who had a Tokyo Mirage Sections hat, by the way, and a Fire Emblem Awakening shirt, if that rings a bell. He was player 5.
Oh, yes. Another thing, I was like, how did I get 2,000 points just to win the whole thing like that?
Ethan get 2,000 points. Even in our best Splatoon sessions, we've never gotten that high.
I know, right? And I was able to use that special move, actually. It's like one of those jet inks, you know? And I used it. I was, like, impressed with it. I was, like, using it, like, when you actually, it's like, you're flying with it, with the inks, and you actually shoot, like a bazooka instead, like a big ink bomb. Boom, 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 like that. It was cool.
Nice. I guess I know what my main's gonna be. The Squid Dualies.
And another thing, guys, before I'll just finish this, let's get to my second round. I get in the second round. So, while I was like going out and that time, good news is, I didn't even get splattered even once. Like for a few minutes. I was able to like just annihilate almost every single Inkling players right off the bat. One time, I was able to do that roll move. I was like, oh, how did I do that? I don't even know how I do that. Man, I must have been really good.
Yeah, this guy was better than me when I played it. But I'll get to that, like I said, later. Okay, Ethan, continue.
Yeah, so, and I was, like, able to get some people are, like, actually hiding in the ink. And I was, like, shooting some, and I see some, and I was like, huh? Someone's under there. So I get them, and boom! Just got them. But there's the best part of it. When I was using that special move again, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I was like kicking butt of the other team. Boom, boom. I was kicking butt of the other team, man.
Man, Ethan, if only I was there to record it. We could have shown the whole world how you were doing.
Yeah, the only problem is, oh, well, before we get to that, let's not mention that just yet. Let's just say, one time, I was on the ground with a Squid Dualies. I was able to get someone who was using the ink jump. Alright? Oh, not ink jump. I mean, ink jets.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty impressive.
Exactly.
So, when it gets to the results, again, the green team wins. And that was like by 4% that time. Ooh, that was a close match, that was.
4%? Boy, that was closer than the match. That was a little bit more than what we did last time we both played Splatoon. Which, by the way, in case you didn't see it on Twitter, we both when we were practicing Splatoon earlier, we won by 1%, right, bud?
Yeah. And another thing, though, guess who got in first place again? I did by another 2,000 points. I was like, yes! I was shouting so loud, before we get that, I heard some people are like, wait, who did this? How did he do it? How did he do that? Who did this?
Yeah, I was kind of shocked myself, if I'm being honest.
So, I was like really happy. I was like, oh, wow, how did I become one of those best Splatoon 2 players in Chicago event? How did I do that? I guess the practice paid off.
Yep, the practice paid off for Ethan. Not so much for yours truly, but like I said, we'll get to that in a minute.
So, well, the ratings for the Splatoon 2, the gameplay itself, Nintendo, you're right about the gameplay. I give it a credit, that was the best gameplay I've ever seen. But, voice chat, like I said, I will hold my breath for this time, depending on how the community goes.
Yeah. So let me explain that idea before we get any further and get to Ethan's controller. Something else that I posted on Twitter earlier, and his overall thoughts about Splatoon 2. So basically, me and Ethan are both have two battles on two Switch games that are coming to the Switch within the next 2 to 5 months. So for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if the battle mode is unbalanced, which, as you probably know, the item system in Mario Kart 8 is already unbalanced. So if the battle mode is unbalanced in battle mode, I'm never touching another Mario Kart ever again.
That's true. Yeah, so I hope that one doesn't fail me either when I'll get that game, that is.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to let me see what other game is there. Oh yeah, Splatoon 2. Me and Ethan are gonna brush off the voice chat thing because I have a feeling Nintendo had to cave this time. But if the community, brush aside any YouTubers, but if the community itself, if I hear any complaints of swear words or stuff, I'm gonna literally quit Splatoon. Second game in the series, and it's just I can't stand anything that resembles Call of Duty's community in any shape, way, or form. I mean, I know people are gonna swear no matter what sometimes, and I give YouTubers brush aside, but.
Yeah, for me, it just depends, sadly.
Yeah, so we'll see. If it doesn't go so bad, then I guess then voice chat would be okay for Splatoon in the future, but I'm not too optimistic about
it. Right. So, let's get to the reviews.
So, your reviews for the controllers.
Yeah. Let's just say the controllers, I was really impressed that I was really good on it. And that's where that really booked me already. And the second of all, for that controller, for the game, I give it the rating you guys ever heard. 4.5 out of 5.
Whoa, boy! That's a pretty good rating.
I know, man. Well, the reason why, because I feel like, did I rock for that controller? I feel like I was really good on it, man. So, the game itself, I'll give you a double thumbs up for that, guys.
Definitely.
Yep, I think the game's gonna look good, but I'm hoping the community said so too.
Definitely. Now, as for something else, as you guys probably saw on my Twitter, I posted a poll saying what should Ethan get in April. Ethan, would you like to explain a little bit, and then I'll clarify if needed.
Let's just say, as you guys already heard, let's just say after I was really good on Splatoon 2, so I'm like, I'm already booked for that controller already. So I decided myself, I need a decision.
Yep, he's getting the Pro Controllers. There's just one tiny little problem with that, Ethan, could you explain?
Yeah, let's just say, either on April, there is a Switch games are going to be on that time, and I already got my hands full thanks to the 60 plus orbs summoned for my next Fire Emblem Heroes series on my channel. So, now, there's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, if that Switch games win, for example, if that wins, now the Switch Pro Controller has to switch around to March, and And sadly, guys, if you're those other violent fans out there, my subscribers, let's just say you guys have to wait until April for that. It's like a Swift swap.
Yep. So if a pole controller wins, then the pole controller will be bought in April, and the Fire Emblem Heroes gameplay will be there as planned.
Definitely.
So, we only have an hour left as of this video, so if you haven't gotten your votes in, I recommend you do it now, because once this hour's up, then that pretty much tells you what Ethan's going to be buying. And right now, it's kind of looking like Switch games are going to win, so you guys might be waiting a month.
Yep, so just so you know, this could be either Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or maybe the other games on Switch in April, so just so you know.
Yeah, so I would hurry it up if I were you guys. And last but not least, your overall rating of Splatoon 2 at the Switch event?
I give it an amazed rating for this. 5 out of 5. I feel like that's the most perfect rating I've ever seen, and I feel like, how did I just do those controls perfectly?
Yes, so you had it a 5 out of 5 for Splatoon 2. Now let's see if that global test fire can do great with those Joy-Cons. I haven't tried it with those yet, so it better not make me lose.
So just so you know, guys, if those Joy-Cons are not that easier for me to play that, well, let's just say, I hate to say this, I'll be officially using the Switch Pro Controller even more. I have no choice.
Just for Splatoon 2, don't worry. Like Ethan said, he's gonna probably...
Buddy, hang on a second. Sorry about that, guys.
I see. Well, since Ethan's gone, I decided, how about, I'll give you a little bit of, what I did at the Switch event. I won't tell you too much because I want Ethan to be here for some of the actions and stuff, but, for the other stuff I did at the Switch event,
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. it's something it's just something I gotta hear something. Sorry about that.
It's alright. Okay, so, anyways, Ethan, now we're gonna move on to my part of the Switch event, which I played a whole bunch of games, guys, so get ready for a lot of reactions. Okay, so the very first game I played, obviously Sonic Mania, like Ethan said earlier. Oh my gosh. Oh man, the Switch Joy-Cons, they are perfect for Sonic. I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. Green Hill Zone, the best.
Yeah, I was actually watching musicals playing it, and I'll tell you a little bit of that later.
So, basically, I was playing for Green Hill Zone, and I gotta say, I give the Joy-Cons 4.5 out of 5. They're pretty good. They're pretty good for playing Sonic games. Of course, this is just Sonic Mania. We'll see how Project Sonic 2017 fails with Joy-Cons and controls and such. But for Sonic Mania, I highly recommend using the Joy-Cons.
Yes. Yep, I do see that is a good recommendation.
Okay, Ethan, so tell them what your reaction was to playing Sonic Mania. I mean, me playing Sonic Mania.
I was like, that looks pretty good and amazing. But there's something I gotta tell you guys. Let's just say, he needs to work on knocking onto the spikes.
Yeah, if you've seen any ROM hacks on the channel, you probably know I stink at dodging those. And I'm even worse at boss battles. So, yeah, needless to say, if there's anything I got out of that, it's practice for Sonic Mania. Oh. But I did still do good, and I'll be posting a gameplay video that I made for the channel as soon as I can. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And Sonic Mania itself, double thumbs up. I can't wait to get my hands on this Sega. What? Can't you have to release it already? I'm dying to get my hands on it. And give us a demo. Anything. Sorry. I'll calm down. I just can't. Like I said, once I start talking about Sonic, I can't stop sometimes.
Yep, that's what happened to me with There's a Phone Gig coming, but right now, it's not in the event, but hey, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Ethan, while we're here, why don't you just tell them briefly what the new Fire Emblem games are coming before we move on.
Alright, so for the next Fire Emblem game will be, let's say, there was actually the remake of the second installment Fire Emblem game called Fire Emblem Jelly, but instead, if those of you saw it from the Fire Emblem Direct, it's actually called Fire Emblem Echoes. Oh boy, it's a remake of the Fire Emblem second installment. Oh boy, now this is gonna make me learn about those characters. Even I haven't known from the start, because that was from the Japan exclusive.
Yeah, let's just hope it's nothing like the first remake. Shadow Dragon.
Yeah, I know. But I'm hoping it's gonna be amazing, because I'm hoping this will be the better remake ever seen.
Yeah. Okay, second game coming.
Well, guys, you're gonna be shocked. I don't know, those of you who saw from Fire Emblem Direct, also from the Nintendo Switch presentation. Let's just say, I saw there was something you guys might be surprised. You remember Hyrule Warriors, right? But instead, it's another Dynasty Warrior gameplay. I call it Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yep, Fire Emblem is getting the Warriors treatment. Now, tell them the big shocker, Ethan, of what systems, systems, hint, that's coming to.
It's coming to the Nintendo Switch. When I first saw it, I was like, what? This is actually Fire Emblem Warriors? What? This is so amazing. That was my reaction, actually.
Yep, and it's, well, why don't you tell them what else is happening with Fire Emblem Warriors, Ethan?
Oh, guess who was in it, guys? To those of you who are the Fire Emblem Awakening fans, Crumb is in there.
Yep, and it's also coming to another existing Nintendo system. Yep, you heard me. Another existing Nintendo system. Tell them, Ethan.
Yep, and it's on the new 3DS.
And only the new 3DS this time. In case you remember, Hyrule Warrior Legends, which is a port of the Wii U Hyrule Warriors, with extra DLC, it run horrible on the old 3DS. So I'm glad Nintendo decided to do it on the new 3DS only this time. So if you're reluctant to buy a Switch, good news, you'll still be able to play this game. Just hope you don't mind a graphic downgrade.
Agreed.
Alright, and tell them the last game, but we don't know too much information about it.
But we're getting it next year, and we have the new Fire game will be coming out on the Switch in 2018.
We have no information beyond that, so don't be searching the website, any websites for rumors. I'm pretty sure any of them are false. If you've heard different.
Well, to be honest with you guys, I hate to say, I hope that it's not another remake of the other Fire Emblem games are actually going to the GameCube to the 3DS, because I already know that Path of Radiance and also Radiant Dawn had enough. So I think I would better stay there. Sadly.
Yeah, me too. And as much as people will say, oh, how about an HD Awakening? Really?
No.
No, and no. No. Awakening came out 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago. I'd rather say that.
Agreed.
And Fates. If anybody says HD Fates, really? A game that came out last year.
You know, I like to see that it's actually the new installment. Just saying.
Yeah, just saying as well. I won't mind it's a remake, but please none of those games, Nintendo.
Better be from the Game Boy, like Fire Emblem GBA, or should I say, the Blazing Sword, or Blinding Blade, or Secret Stones. Those are good with me.
Exactly. But if it's a remake of any of the modern Fire Emblem games, I'm gonna facepalm.
Yeah, I know, man. I just really want to play Fire Emblem Blinding Blade, but the problem is, it's a Japan exclusive. I know you guys are getting it from the transition, but to me, I think it's not worth it, man.
Yeah, so don't try to convince him otherwise. Either way, we got a little off topic there, but yeah, that's all that's happened with Fire Emblem in case you were out of the loop. Anyways, moving on from that, at the second game I played while I was there, let me see, I gotta remember off the top of my head now. Oh yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Oh my gosh, the Joy-Cons for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are great. And the item system isn't actually that broken. That's just me, though. So if you're watching this, I personally think that Mario Kart Arcade is a lot more broken with the item system than Mario Kart 8. Just saying. Anyways, the game is absolutely, positively, it looks great on the Switch screen. I cannot believe it. It looked as high definition as it did on a TV. In some ways. But yeah, I give the Joy-Cons for Mario Kart 8 a total 5 out of 5.
Nice.
I know, right? Those Joy-Cons are pretty sweet.
I know, right? It is pretty amazing, if you ask me.
Yep. Okay, the next game I played after that, Just Dance 2000.
17.
Thank you. Just Dance 2017. Oh my gosh. You the guys probably remember dancing with the Wii remote, how bad that was. I gotta say, moving with the Joy-Con, oh my gosh, it was miles better than the Wii remote. Miles better.
That's great, man.
I know, right? Right? I am so buying Just Dance 2017. In fact, I think that's going to be my launch game I'm going to buy.
That's cool, man.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Just don't ask me to play it just yet on the channel. First things first. I got to get myself a new HD TV because I currently don't own one.
True, though. But I'm the only one who owns it, so you guys have to wait, sadly.
Yep. The only time I'll probably even ever get to record an HD TV is probably when Ethan comes over to my house, and that's every other weekend, and he still has Exoblade to finish up, so yeah, it's going to be a bit before I can cover anything.
True.
But yeah, Just Dance 2017 with the Joy-Cons, miles better than anything else I've ever played.
Sounds like a cool game.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I can guarantee that. Okay, so the next game I played after that was Street Fighter 2, And actually, guys, I got to go on stage to play against another person on Street Fighter 2 on the big screen. But why don't you tell them what happened, Ethan? I'm too embarrassed to say it.
Well, let's just say, I know you guys, if you guys are curious if I see it, hate to say, guys, I did not see it because I was playing Splatoon 2. Like I said, I'd rather not go for little details about negativity. Let's just say he told me that he lost. He used Chun-Li, and he got beaten by someone who used Camry, which is Mizuku's main character for Street Fighter.
Yeah, I kind of goofed. Oops. I was not very happy with myself after that match. But the good news is I did get something out of it. I got someone from the Street Fighter team, Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challenges team, signed a picture of Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challenges physical cover, I think at least. So I was pretty happy. I'm still bummed I lost though. Well, so if there's anything I've learned out of this, I never, ever, ever, ever use Chun-Li unless I get better with her. Oh my gosh, was that an embarrassment?
Yeah, I wish I was there seeing it, but like I said, guys, I'm not watching. Rephrase this. I was playing Splatoon 2.
So, sadly, Ethan didn't get to see me play. But I did tell him that someone did record it, so... Oh, and if you guys recorded it, please link me to it, so that way I can see the gameplay reaction, and I can show my friends on the channel, as well as tweet it on Twitter and stuff. So, yeah, that'd be appreciated. Other than that, the last game I played was Splatoon 2. Let's just say I was a polar opposite of Ethan. I did use squid dualies like he did to the first round, and then I changed to the Splat Lord the second round. I got creamed both rounds. It hurt. Needless to say, I'm for sure using the Joy-Cons for Splatoon 2, period.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite. Let's just say, oh boy, I think the practice was paid off for me, but for Musicals, I feel bad, man. It wasn't paid off enough.
No, sadly it wasn't. I guess all that practice for Splatoon 2 went down the drain. That global test fire better be worth it then than if I didn't do that well. But that does tell you I'm going to be using the Joy-Cons for Splatoon from now on. Splatoon 2, that is. I'll have to use the gamepad for a regular Splatoon 2. Either way though, I did have, me and Ethan will sum up overall thoughts about the Switch event, and I gotta say, double thumbs up, Nintendo. I am totally looking forward to the Switch now.
Oh, one more thing, guys. I was using that Switch Pro controller. It actually has motion controls, if you didn't know.
You hear that? Motion controls. Some things never change with Nintendo.
Just saying. That's my experience. Just saying.
Yep. So if you didn't think Splatoon 2 would work without motion controls, then there's your answer right there.
Just saying. Just telling you right now.
Alright. So, yeah. Oh, and before we tell you our reactions, here's a question of the day for you guys. Guys, or night if you're watching it. Watching it at night. Have you gone to the Nintendo Switch event in another city they visited, or have you gotten hands-on with the Switch at a different Switch event? And what's your reaction? What games are you looking forward to for the Switch? Let me know in the comments below.
Yup. And me and Musicals went in Chicago. So if you guys saw us there, comment on the below as well.
Yes. To remind you, Ethan was wearing a Fire Emblem Awakening shirt, and Tokyo Last Section's hat. I was wearing a yellow Pokemon shirt with a Pokeball in the middle. So if you saw either of us, and Pikachu themed pants with Pikachu right down the side with the words Pikachu spelled out and lightning bolts all over it. So if you saw either of us, like any people like that at the event, that was me and Ethan.
Just so you know, guys, and the reason why, guys, I want to show my Fire Emblem spirit, and sadly, guys, I don't see a lot of people wearing Fire Emblem spirits down there, so, well, I do it for every Fire Emblem fans, for you on Twitter, every one of you.
You heard him right here first. He did it for every single one of you Fire Emblem fans, so you can live less easy knowing that there was one representative of the Fire Emblem community there.
I do it for every one of you.
Yep. So, overall thoughts about this event? Double thumbs up, Nintendo. Can March 3rd come soon? I'm dying to get my hands on this console now.
And another thing, guys, I give it a double thumbs up. You know, even if it was a little weird at first, but I gotta say, even if since you guys let me go to try and Breath of the Wild, I already said it. Double thumbs up.
Yep, pretty much. Hang on a second, guys. While this recording was happening, we got some news here. The rumor from My Nintendo News, by the way, a shortage of Neo Switch consoles may be on the horizon. So if you ordered the Neo Switch console, you might want to double check your pre-order.
Yeah, you know, guys, if you didn't know, I actually had pre-ordered the Neo Switch console, and I believe I was the 5th person pre-ordered the Neo Switch console at the GameStop.
So, I mean, we knew there was going to be a shortage of the Neo Switch console, but if this article is anything to go by, yeah, you might want to double check to make sure that you still have your console available.
Hang on a second there, Musicals. I actually saw something I don't have to worry about. It says something to do with at Target. At Target. Okay. I guess I'm safe, I guess.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Phew! That's a relief. Still, though, if you did pre-order at Target or any other store, really, I would still double check just to be safe.
Definitely. I would call them up and say, is my pre-order still good to go? And hopefully, they said, you're good.
Yeah, I feel
for you. Guys.
Yeah. If they say no, oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel bad.
No kidding.
But sadly, it can't be helped. Hopefully, you won't get a negative opinion from Nintendo at that point. But seriously. Oh no.
That's right.
Oh no. Ethan, face yourself. I know this was supposed to be a Switch discussion video, but we got one more piece of bad news.
What?
Former CEO and Nintendo of America co-founder, Vice President Al Stone has died at age 71.
What?
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Al Stone. Rest in peace. Thank you for helping bring Nintendo of America to where it was today. You will sorely be missed.
Definitely.
Well, guys, sorry to put you in a little bit of a negative mood there, but that's really all for now. Now, like I said, answer the question of the day. I will say it one more time. What have you gone to the Switch event, and are you looking forward to the Nintendo Switch console? We're 2 weeks, okay, maybe a week and a half away from the Switch launch. So hurry up, GameStop, and announce that midnight launch, because I'm dying to get it.
Definitely.
Alright, guys. That's all for now. This is DJ Music Clues, the video game DJ. Oh, hold on a second. And one more thing. Apologies. Thank you once again for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers today. This day was excellent. Awesome. Great. I can't believe I wrote it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Music Clues. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ethan N. And do me a favor, please go sub to Ethan N over on his channel. He has a Xenoblade going on. He does a lot of mashups. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy his channel as much as you enjoy mine. So please, if you can do me a favor, sub to him as well. Okay. So now, this is DJ Music Clues, the video game DJ with the clubiest tunes, and
Ethan N signing out.
And have a nice gaming day.
Yup, have a nice gaming day.
And that was our Nintendo Switch preview tour experience. I had a very fun time going to the preview tour. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the biggest, probably one of the biggest events of my life. Yes, I said one of, not the biggest. I've been to bigger. I mean, meeting all three Blues Clues was on my wish list of things I wanted to do before I die, so there is that as well. But I will say, out of all the gaming moments I've had throughout my, I think about 15 to 20 years of gaming at this point, I will say that was probably the biggest one that I've had. So, arguably, probably nothing's not gonna be able to really top that one. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys really did enjoy watching this video. Like I said, there's plenty more coming up. So if you see some older videos get delisted and then re-uploaded, that's why. They just simply need got a fresh coat of paint for music clips. But yeah, that being said, look forward to that. Look forward to more videos. Again, depending on what it is, keep an eye out for the Media Maniacs 5-year anniversary or the Music Clues 10-year anniversary to know that this is a special anniversary video or older video rather than a new video which would just have the usual Maniac showcase. So, yeah. That's all for now. This is yours truly, Music Clues, signing out. See you guys later.